Tim Tebow has returned to the NFL. We will discuss the impact he can make for the Philly and the story of a former league pitcher who is now helping to teach the next game of baseball to the next wave of players. That's all ahead. Game On starts right now. Welcome to Game On. We're a show about sports and faith. So where else would we begin the program with Tim Tebow, right? Tim Tebow time. Back to this time in Philly. The man hasn't played in NFL since 2012, and yet few players create more buzz than the former Heisman winner. And buzz is not something Eagles coach Chip Kelly tends to shy away from. According to multiple reports, Tim Tebow is signing a one-year deal with Philadelphia for the league minimum. The Eagles had worked Tebow out last month, and now they had him to a crowded quarterback position. Philly now has Sam Bradford, Mark Sanchez, Matt Barkley, and Tebow all at that position. So it will be interesting to see how that all plays out. Outside of his college glory days at Florida, Tebow is best remembered for his magical 2011 in Denver. The season he led to the Broncos playoffs and even helped win their first round in game overtime over the Steelers. Following that season, he was shipped out to the Jets, where he threw in 8 passes in 2012 and hasn't played in the regular games ever since. The NBA playoffs got underway this weekend, and it's raced to see what team can outlast the other. Despite being the highest seeded team and having home court advantage, the Clippers went into their first round with Spurs decided underdogs. Clippers sure seemed to use that perceived sight as the motivation in Game 1. As they rocketed out in the double-digit lead in the first quarter, let's go to the third. Blake Griffin setting the tone. He was on acceleration mode, driving and throwing down. Clippers up 6 later in the third. Chris Paul's sweet rap around Griffin. Clippers up 10. Griffin had 26 points on the night. In the fourth, Clippers up by 14. Griffin to J.J. Redick for the corner 3. Later, look out Paul, cutting his way down the lane like a boss. Huge night for Paul as he finishes with 32 points, and the Clippers win Game 1, 107-92. In the East, LeBron and Cavs opening their series against the Boston Celtics, but LeBron wouldn't be the star in this one. Instead, it was Kyrie Irving dropping 30, including this 3-ball to beat the halftime buzzer LeBron. Sands headband would finish with 20, 6, and 7 as the Cavs win it 113-100. It was the team's first playoff win since May of 2010. That team was also led by LeBron James, and the win happened to also be against the Celtics. I think we've all noticed that the exception in today's society is the accepting of others. Tolerant, and if you have confrontation, just talk it out over a frappe and scones. Well, in the game of baseball, that doesn't quite work out that way, as evidenced by the past weekend, this series between the A's and Royals. Let's set it all up. It began on Friday night. That's when Brett Lowry went and spiked high on Royals shortstop Alcides Escobar. Escobar would be injured in that play and wouldn't return in the series. Lowry said it was just a hard play trying to break up the double play. The Royals disagreed, and on Saturday, Yordano Ventura responded by plunking Lowry with a 100 miles per hour fastball. Wow, that has to hurt. Ventura would then be ejected. Now to Sunday. First inning, and the time has pitcher Scott Kazmar drills Lorenzo Cain. Kazmar would receive just a warning. Royals manager Ned Yost and pitching coach Dave Elian disagreed, so they were both ejected. Then later in the game, Kelvin Herrera threw at Lowry, and he along with 2 other Royals were tossed, so 5 ejections for KC. The benches cleared in the evening game, in every game. Oh, by the way, the Royals took out 2 out of 3 of their series. Over to Liberty Sports, and over the weekend, the number 2 seeded Liberty men's tennis squad continued their quest to capture the Big South title with a quarterfinal matchup against number 7 seeded UNC Asheville. After falling behind 1-0 following the doubles point, Liberty rebounded in singles play to down to the Bulldogs, 4-2. Now Liberty advances to the semifinals round. Meanwhile, head coach Chris Johnson was named Big South Coach of the Year, and Liberty was now 2 single stars. Sam Matheson earned a spot on the Big South Conference men's title all-conference singles squad. Coming up, a former NFL player visits Liberty and discusses why he found his greatest success after playing football, and a young soccer player who is rising above religious persecution in Pakistan joins us. Hear her story when Game On returns.
Wow. So rejoin, get your script ready.
How many? B2, Randy Tomlin. Welcome back, Liberty Christian Academy. Welcome back. Liberty Christian Academy is a high school in Lynchburg, Virginia, that's turned out some really good baseball players in recent years. No doubt part of the reason is due to who's leading the program, Randy Tomlin, a former Liberty Flame and big leaguer who is now trying to help kids fulfill their own baseball dreams.